Thank you for choosing NewTechWood. If this is your first time viewing this video, please watch it in its entirety. If you have already viewed the entire video, please feel free to skip past the first pre-installation segment. Let's get ready. Stay safe. As is true for any construction project, you must use appropriate safety gear to minimize the risk of getting injured. We recommend using gloves, pants, long sleeves, respiratory protection, and safety glasses whenever you are cutting, handling, or installing products by NewTechWood. This is not necessarily a comprehensive list. Use the proper tools. The standard tools for woodworking are suitable for this project, but we recommend using carbide-tipped blades for cutting. Additionally, using deck screws that are properly coated or regular stainless steel screws will lead to the best-looking results. Use a flat surface to store. Never put the product on a non-flat surface under any circumstances. Plan your layout. To ensure the siding you have is the best possible option for your project, draw up a set of building plans. In general, zoning and building codes apply to all permanent structures, which are defined as anything attached to your house or fixed to the ground. This means that practically every type of siding will require inspections and permits from the building department in your area. It is recommended that you create building plans for your project and submit it to the building department before starting the installation. Use the product as intended. NewTechWood's Ultra Shield siding was not designed to bear loads, meaning it cannot be used for framing such as studs, beams, columns, support posts, or any other weight-supporting component. Only code-compliant structures may be used to support NewTechWood products. Although our products are excellent for retrofits, they cannot be installed on top of most existing sidings. Allow for proper ventilation. You cannot attach the siding directly to a flat surface. You must attach it to a substructure with our mounting clips, part number AW08, to allow for airflow that is completely unobstructed, so that any moisture or water is not absorbed. There must be a minimum of 1/4 inch free area underneath the surface of the siding so air can circulate properly. Understand the effects of low-E glass. Energy-efficient windows with low emissivity glass are designed to reflect sunlight and may cause excessive heat buildup on the surface of our siding products. These energy-efficient windows were designed to minimize the heat gain in homes and buildings and can cause an unusually high amount of heat buildup on outside walls. This buildup of heat can cause melting, sagging, discoloring, warping, and accelerated weathering of our products. If you have low emissivity glass and are planning to install our products, speak with the glass manufacturer and ask if there are ways to reduce the damaging effects of sunlight reflection. Install fasteners at the correct angle. When you fasten NewTechWood products, face-fastened screws should be put in at exactly 90 degrees to the surface of the siding. Never toenail our products. If you are unable to drive a screw into the board at a 90-degree angle, you must add an additional furring strip. Fasteners should all be on independent furring strips, and where two board ends meet, you must install a sister furring strip. Each board end must have its own furring strip. Use only white chalk lines. Any color other than white will cause permanent staining to our products, so we strongly discourage you from using them. Types of screws. We recommend using stainless steel screws with our siding, trims, starter strip, and mounting clips. In some scenarios, you may need to face screw. Always pre-drill holes to avoid material splitting. Make sure you use screws specifically designed to be used with composite wood and for your particular climate. Using screws not recommended for use with composite wood may cause damage to the siding. For areas exposed to salt air, we recommend using stainless steel or corrosive-resistant fasteners to prevent rust and ensure the longevity of the siding. Failure to adhere to these guidelines could result in the warranty being voided. This is because the integrity of the siding depends on the performance of the fasteners, especially in corrosive environments, including but not limited to coastal environments. The installation clips, AW08, are made of powder-coated aluminum and serve to attach each board to the furring strip and allow air to circulate under the siding. They also allow for expansion and contraction of the boards and can be used to fix a board to a furring strip at a single point, which allows you to control the direction in which the board expands or contracts. We recommend using the following screws to install your siding. Number 6 by 1 1/4 inch bugle head. Use these screws for the locking screw hole. Number 8 by 1 1/4 inch bugle head screws. Use these when installing the starter strip, part number AW02, the mounting clip, part number AW08, and all NewTechWood trims. Remember to pre-drill holes for screwing on all trim pieces. Number 8 by 3 inch bugle head. These screws are used for installing the furring strips to the wall. This screw could change depending on the sheathing thickness. As mentioned before, you can't just install the siding directly on a wall or ceiling surface. It must be installed using the AW08 clips on CDX plywood sheathing or furring strips. This support structure is often called the substructure. Here are some tips for installing to this structure. Insulation and vapor barriers. The vapor barrier should be a breathable material and installed prior to furring strips application. This will allow proper airflow. Use the right materials. We recommend you use pressure-treated wood, plastic, or aluminum for your furring strips. Get the spacing right. To install the siding boards, space the furring strips no farther apart than 16 inches on center for horizontal siding application and 12 inches on center for vertical siding, ceiling, and soffit application. We recommend you consult a licensed professional before starting your project. Values for expansion and contraction. Siding boards will expand and contract with temperature. It is essential to know how much of a gap to leave between the boards during installation. Consult the siding installation manual to see the full chart. Expansion and contraction occur with temperature changes. When temperatures are colder, the siding will experience contraction in the length. When temperatures are hotter, the siding will experience expansion in the length. Keep this in mind during installation and plan accordingly. Installation instructions. New construction. Make sure that 1/2 inch minimal sheathing with a vapor barrier is already installed over wall or ceiling framing. Plywood is preferred over OSB. Remodel or existing structures. Installing NewTechWood on existing walls, soffits, and eaves already finished with other materials is easy. NewTechWood can be installed directly over stucco or almost any masonry surface, provided that it is flat. Furring strips can be installed directly on top of most masonry surfaces with masonry-approved fasteners. When installing over stucco, you must secure the furring strips into the studs behind the stucco. Installation over existing plywood-type sidings is acceptable. Installation over most other wood or other siding products is not recommended. You should remove those materials first and then follow our regular installation instructions. Installation of furring strips. We recommend using 1 inch by 3 inch, nominal 3/4 inch by 2.5 inch furring strips, preferably pressure-treated. 3/4 inch pressure-treated plywood ripped into strips is acceptable, as well as pressure-treated wood, PVC, and aluminum furring strips. Vertical siding installation. Install furring strips at the bottom of the wall, top of the wall, around doors and windows first. You must leave a 3/8 inch gap between the furring strip and the windows, doors, top of walls, or inside corners for installation of trim pieces on the next step of installation. Next, install furring strips horizontally spaced at 12 inches across the wall. We recommend that the furring strips are attached with screws every 12 to 16 inches. Installation of trim pieces. We offer trims in several profiles for use with all of our siding options and most needed scenarios, creating a beautiful, complete, and finished look. These are all available to color match your siding color. To see our full collection of trims, visit our website at newtechwood.com. Around windows and doors. Use the US 44F trim for the all-weather siding profile. Measure and cut the F trim to fit around your windows and doors. Pre-drill holes every 12 inches through the F trim using a number 6 countersink drill bit. We recommend attaching with number 8 by 1 1/4 inch stainless steel screws. The back leg of the F trim should fit easily into the gap left between the furring strip and the window or door in the previous step. Use the US 73 F trim for the European siding profiles. Measure and cut the F trim to fit around your windows and doors. Pre-drill holes every 12 inches through the F trim using a 5/32 inch drill bit. We recommend attaching with number 8 by 1 1/4 inch stainless steel screws. The back leg of the F trim should fit easily into the gap left between the furring strip and the window or door in the previous step. Inside corners. Use the US 47 inside corner trim for the all-weather siding profile. Measure and cut the inside corner trim to fit into your inside corners. Pre-drill holes every 12 inches through the inside corner trim using a number 6 countersink drill bit. We recommend attaching with number 8 by 1 1/4 inch stainless steel screws. Use the US 73 F trim for the European siding profile. Measure and cut the F trim to fit into your inside corners. Pre-drill holes every 12 inches through the F trim using a 5/32 inch drill bit. We recommend attaching with number 8 by 1 1/4 inch stainless steel screws. Outside corners. Use the US 46 outside corner trim for the all-weather siding profile. Measure and cut the outside corner trim to fit your outside corners. Pre-drill holes every 12 inches through the outside corner trim using a number 6 countersink drill bit. We recommend attaching with number 8 by 1 1/4 inch stainless steel screws. Use the UH60 outside corner trim for Belgian board profile and UH51 for the Norwegian board profile. Measure and cut the outside corner trim to fit your outside corners. Pre-drill holes every 12 inches through the outside corner trim using a number 6 countersink drill bit. We recommend attaching with number 8 by 1 1/4 inch stainless steel screws. Bottom of wall for vertical board installation. Use a 3/4 inch by 3/4 inch aluminum L metal for the all-weather profiles and a 1 1/4 inch by 1 1/4 inch L trim part US 20 for the European and shadowline profiles. Start by pre-drilling and countersinking holes in our L trim, US 20. Next, attach the L trim to the bottom of the wall using number 8 by 1 1/4 inch stainless steel bugle head screws. Make sure the trim is straight and level. Start by pre-drilling holes in the aluminum angle. Next, attach the aluminum angle to the bottom of the wall using number 8 by 1 1/4 inch stainless steel bugle head screws. Make sure the trim is straight and level. Walls longer than 30 feet or where a break is needed or wanted. Use the US 45 H trim for the all-weather siding profile. Measure and cut the H trim to fit your application. Pre-drill holes every 12 inches through the H trim using a number 6 countersink drill bit. We recommend attaching with number 8 by 1 1/4 inch stainless steel bugle head screws. Installing the siding. Now that your wall is prepped, your furring strips are attached, and all your trim pieces are installed, you are ready to install the siding boards. Measure each wall or area where the siding will be installed to verify if the area is square and parallel. Checking this will allow you to make the appropriate adjustments in your installation. Vertical board installation. Measure the total length needed for your first board and deduct from that to allow for expansion and contraction. See the chart and adjust your measurement accordingly. Take the cut board and slide the edge of the board into the trim, already installed, at the outside edge of the wall and let it rest on the L trim at the bottom of the wall. Check that the board is plumb. Install a clip at each furring strip spaced at 12 inches on center, making sure you install a screw in the top hole. Work your way up the board until a clip is fastened every 12 inches. Next, locate the first 2 clips at the bottom end. Pre-drill through the back side of the clip at the bottom hole location and fasten with a number 6 by 1 1/4 inch stainless steel screw. You have now locked the plank at the bottom of the wall, allowing for board movement upward into the trim at the top of the wall. Use this method only when you have one board in the run. For runs longer than 2 boards, you must use either the H trim for the flat board or the I trim for the European and shadowline profiles. Repeat this process until you have all your boards fastened to the wall.